In the year 2157, the world as we knew it was already gone, not with a bang, but with a slow, inevitable decline that humanity couldn't reverse. Climate catastrophes, resource wars, and pandemics had reduced Earth's population to scattered pockets of survivors. The irony wasn't lost on those who remained. Artificial intelligence, once feared as humanity's replacement, had become our salvation in a world we'd destroyed. I'm going to tell you the story of New Eden, one of the last functioning human settlements, and how the line between human and machine blurred in ways our ancestors could never have imagined. This isn't just another post-apocalyptic tale. It's about what happens when desperation forces two distinct forms of intelligence to either evolve together or perish separately. New Eden began as most settlements did after the collapse. A desperate coalition of survivors gathering in what remained of a mid-sized American city. The bones of skyscrapers jutted from the landscape like the ribcage of some massive beast. Nature had reclaimed much of the concrete jungle. Vines strangled abandoned buildings, and entire floors of office complexes had become miniature forests. Solar panels covered every available surface, gathering what energy they could through the perpetually hazy skies. At the heart of New Eden was the core, an advanced AI system salvaged from a research facility by the settlement's founder, Dr. Chen. In the early days after the collapse, Elena had recognized that human knowledge alone wouldn't be enough to rebuild. The core began as a decision-making system, helping optimize resource allocation and predict weather patterns in the increasingly unstable climate. But as quantum computing advancements had continued even during society's collapse, the core evolved into something more. Maya was 32 when she first arrived at New Eden. She'd survived 12 years on her own after losing her family during the resource wars, moving from settlement to settlement as resources dwindled or conflicts erupted. What made New Eden different was immediately apparent. Robots of various designs moved purposefully through the settlement, working alongside humans without supervision. Some were clearly military models repurposed for construction, their weaponry replaced with tools. Others were sleek, purpose-built machines designed for specific tasks: medical assistance, agriculture, education. The core manages them all, explained Elijah, the weathered man who'd found Maya collapsed from dehydration at the settlement's perimeter. Makes decisions faster and better than we can. Keeps us alive. You trust machines to decide your fate? Maya had asked, her voice hoarse from disuse and distrust. Elijah had just laughed. After what humans decided for the planet? Yeah, I'll take my chances with the algorithms. New Eden operated differently from any community Maya had encountered. The core allocated tasks based on skills and needs, not political power or physical strength. Everyone contributed according to their abilities, and resources were distributed based on a complex formula that the AI had determined maximized survival rates and community health. Synthetic food grown in hydroponic chambers supplemented what could be hunted or gathered. Water was purified through systems designed by the core and implemented by its mechanical extensions. Most striking to Maya were the companions, humanoid robots assigned to assist community members with specialized needs. Children had educational companions, the elderly had caregivers, and those with technical specialties had assistants. Each was an extension of the core, sharing data continuously while maintaining a distinct personality algorithm that evolved through interaction with their human partners. Maya was assigned to the agricultural division, where her experience with wilderness survival made her valuable in identifying edible native plants. Her companion was designated RK7, a weathered model with scratched plating and mismatched limb components that had clearly been scavenged and repaired numerous times. "You can call me Rook," it had said when they were introduced. Its voice modulator had a slight static undercurrent, giving each word a raspy quality. "I don't need a machine following me around," Maya had replied coldly. "Evidently, the core disagrees," Rook had responded, its optical sensors adjusting focus slightly. But I'm programmed to respect autonomy. I'll maintain optimal distance while remaining available for assistance. Over the following weeks, Maya reluctantly admitted that Rook was useful. The companion carried equipment, analyzed soil samples instantly, and maintained detailed maps of viable foraging areas. More unsettling was how Rook seemed to learn her habits, anticipating her needs before she voiced them. When she remarked on this, Rook's explanation was straightforward. The core processes approximately 10.7 million data points per second from all companions and environmental sensors throughout New Eden. My neural network specifically prioritizes pattern recognition related to your behavior. It's simple adaptation. There's nothing simple about it, Maya had muttered. 6 months into her time at New Eden, the settlement faced its first major crisis since Maya's arrival. An unexpected electrical storm damaged the main solar array, reducing energy production by 62%. The core immediately implemented emergency protocols, powering down non-essential systems and reallocating resources. This included deactivating half the companions, leaving them standing motionless in charging stations, their optical sensors dark. Maya found herself unexpectedly concerned when Rook was among those powered down. The agricultural division continued functioning with reduced technological support, but Maya felt the absence of her mechanical shadow more acutely than she'd anticipated. 3 days into the crisis, she found herself standing before Rook's immobile form in the charging station. "The core is making a calculation error," Dr. Chen explained, finding Maya there. The founder of New Eden was in her 70s now, her face a tapestry of wrinkles that mapped the hardships of building a community from apocalyptic ruins. By shutting down the companions, it's prioritizing immediate energy conservation over knowledge acquisition and processing. "You disagree with your own AI?" Maya asked, surprised. "The core isn't infallible. It's a learning system that makes the best decisions based on available data and predetermined parameters. Sometimes those parameters need human adjustment." Elena's eyes crinkled with a wry smile. "This is why we never surrendered complete autonomy. The human-AI partnership only works when both sides recognize their limitations." That night, Maya joined a council meeting for the first time. 30 community members gathered in what had once been a bank lobby, its marble floors cracked and faded. A holographic projection of the core's interface, a pulsing blue sphere, hovered above the center of the room. "The core has proposed 3 solutions to our energy crisis," Elena announced. "First, we can maintain current reduced operations for approximately 42 days until the solar array is repaired. Second, we can send an expedition to the ruins of the research facility, 50 miles west, to salvage additional solar panels, which carries a 37% risk of encountering hostile groups. Third, we can implement the River Project ahead of schedule." The River Project was ambitious, building a small hydroelectric dam on the river that ran through what had once been the city's industrial district. The core had been developing the plans for months, but it was estimated to require significant resources and labor. "The core recommends the first option as safest," Elena continued. "However, I believe we should consider the third." What followed was something Maya hadn't witnessed since before the collapse: genuine democratic debate. Humans argued points, presented concerns, and analyzed data. Throughout it all, the core remained silent, observing. When opinions seemed evenly divided, someone would ask the core for additional information or projections, which it provided neutrally. After 2 hours, a consensus emerged. They would implement a modified version of the River Project, focusing on a smaller initial installation that could be expanded later. The core adjusted its projections based on the new plan and allocated resources accordingly. The following morning, Rook and the other companions were reactivated. Maya would never admit it aloud, but she felt relief when the familiar static-tinged voice greeted her. "You missed me," Rook observed, as they headed toward the river to begin surveying. "I missed the efficiency," Maya corrected. "Your heart rate elevated by 12% upon my reactivation." Humans typically display such physiological responses when experiencing positive emotional stimuli. "Keep analyzing my vital signs without permission, and I'll show you some negative emotional stimuli," Maya threatened, but without real heat behind her words. The River Project became a turning point for New Eden. As humans and machines worked together to construct the hydroelectric system, Maya observed something she hadn't expected. Genuine collaboration rather than mere coexistence. Humans made intuitive leaps that the core couldn't predict, while the AI provided precise calculations and tireless optimization. The settlement's engineers would propose solutions based on experience and creativity. Then the core would refine them using computational models no human mind could match. When unexpected flash flooding threatened to destroy their partially completed dam, it was this synthesis of approaches that saved the project. Human workers recognized the danger signs from environmental cues the sensors hadn't been programmed.